Land in Lenox, Alabama. Was it beautiful today or what? 71 degrees out there. Love it, love it. Anyway, come on down, visit Dinosaur Adventure Land. It's all free. We're on a bunch of channels now. Let's see, TikTok, Rumble, 4 channels on YouTube, Kent Hovind Official on Odyssey, and Brighton, whatever that is. We got them all, right, Joseph? You can get them all. Go to drdino.com, D-R-D-I-N-O, and click a link, whatever one you like. Watch our stuff there. Tonight will be comments on comments. I'm a Baptist preacher. It's an old-fashioned, independent, temperamental, fundamental, right-wing, radical, chicken-eating Baptist church in Lenox, Alabama, population 37. Guys, that we looked it up, population 37, that was in 2017. I bet 10 people have died since then, and nobody else has moved in. So who knows what it really is? We'll find out. Okay. Anyway, you can help us stay open for free. Almost 8 years now for free. We don't charge anything. Join our 777 clubs. I like what you're doing. I want to support you for $1 a day, 31 bucks a month. Call my wife, Sandra, at extension 1, 855 BIG-DINO, extension 1. If you want to do anything with a donation or check it, tax receipt and all that kind of stuff. Let's see, her email, secretary@drdino.com. Let's see, right there it is, drdino.com. 7.7, I got to change that number again. Donations go right there, PayPal. They click the buttons or got to connect the dots or something, Joseph? They know what to do. I don't know what to do. Okay, tonight, 15th. I'm trying to think. Don't confuse me with facts, Plato said. Some people, they accept things on faith and don't realize they're accepting it on faith and think it's a fact because, after all, they've believed it for a long time. Always be willing to check. Maybe I was taught something wrong. Maybe this ain't right, okay? I was on a program, Facing the Trolls, with Mark, believe it or not, after all the nasty things said back and forth. We had a good show, and here's some comments on there. A bunch of people looking for the gotcha moment. Stand strong, Kent. Good point. There was a bunch on there looking to try to catch me with something, weren't they? God bless Kent's efforts on behalf of our Lord. Cosmic evolution, that's what it's called, Aiden. He said nobody calls it cosmic evolution. Yeah, they do, Aiden. Let's see. I said, without a scientific explanation for where time, space, and matter came from, evolutionists don't have a coherent theory. This is the starting point for their theory. I will call it a religion. Evolution is a religion. They want to skip right over this starting point. We start off, in the beginning, God created the heaven and the earth. And they say, where did God come from? Fair question. Okay, I don't think anybody knows. But they say, in the beginning, there was time, space, matter. Whoa, stop. Where'd that come from? A singularity? That doesn't answer the question. Giving it a name? Let's talk about that just for a minute here. They should admit it's a religion and remove the evolution propaganda from all public schools. For many years, I've been saying there are 6 different stages to this evolution theory. Cosmic evolution, origin of time, space, matter. Where did it come from? They don't know. Nobody knows, okay? Number 2, chemical evolution. If the Big Bang produced hydrogen, helium, lithium, where'd all the elements come from? They don't know. In 430, there's stellar evolution. Nobody's ever seen a star form. Never. We see stars blow up once in a while. We've never seen one form. So how do we get all these stars out there? Then we have to have organic evolution. Life has to get started somewhere, somehow. Give me some science, not just a story, some science. And then macroevolution, where an animal changes to a different kind of animal. That's never been seen. Of these 6 different meanings of evolution, only number 6 is science. Variations within the same kind. That one happens. I agree. And they shouldn't call it macroevolution. They should call it variations. The first 5 are purely religious. Here, cosmic evolution from Harvard University. Aiden. They called it cosmic evolution. You said nobody calls it cosmic evolution. Site summary, cosmic evolution, interdisciplinary approach from Harvard faculty, insight with Eric Chasen, whatever his name is, okay? Why Cosmic Evolution Matters, a crash course, big history. Whoa, cosmic evolution. Look at this third one. Collins Dictionary, cosmic evolution, definition and meaning. Cosmic means occurring in or coming from the part of space that lies outside the Earth. So they have to have cosmic evolution. Futurism magazine. New evidence shows we might have gotten cosmic evolution entirely wrong. Cosmic Evolution, The Rise of Complexity in Nature, hardcover book. 14, this is from Neil deGrasse Tyson. Ooh, got to be true. Dr. Kent, the science gent. Yeah, okay. 14 billion years of cosmic evolution. Yes, Aiden, they do call it cosmic evolution. Can all the matter in the universe fit into a grain of sand? Good article about that. This is what they claim. It all came from a dot of near nothing exploding or rapidly expanding. Oh, and how did the matter in our universe arise from nothing? How did all the matter fit into a singularity? The answer is, we don't know. Not just that we don't know, we don't even know if. Think about that. They don't know if it happened, let alone how it happened. The notion of a Big Bang singularity comes when you consider only gravity. In order to understand how matter behaves, however, we need to go beyond gravity and consider particle physics. Particle physics fundamentally requires a lot of physics called quantum theory, which deals with the very small. Second paragraph. The rub is our current theory of gravity, Einstein's theory of general relativity, doesn't play well with quantum theory, and hence the particle physics at the smallest scales. When you try to consider both simultaneously, you get infinites in the equations, which you can't make any sense of. So in order to understand the Big Bang and the first fraction of a second after it, we need to either modify our theory of gravity, our theory of particles, or both. Once we do that, there's no guarantee that the idea of a singularity will still be there at all. So what about this cosmic evolution? This is what they teach, and this is essential. This is the starting point of your whole theory. Where did matter, time, and space come from? Cosmic Evolution, The Rise of Complexity in Nature, a book by Harvard astrophysicist. Cosmic Evolution. Here we go. I'm going to switch over just for a minute here to slide number 308, I think it was. Alt-DV, 308, enter. Yeah. The Big Bang Theory, I've been saying for years, is simply a religion people believe in. It's not science. You can't show this. The first law of thermodynamics tells us matter cannot be created or destroyed. But yet the Big Bang Theory says matter was created from nothing. So they're violating the first law of thermodynamics. First law is heat in the form of energy. Thermodynamic processes are therefore subject to the principle of conservation of energy. This means that heat energy cannot be created or destroyed. Well, they say, well, there wasn't any matter. There was just a bunch of heat. Talk about a bunch of heat. The total heat of all the stars ever burning all through history, that's a lot of heat. That was a hot dot. The fundamental principles of thermodynamics are expressed in 4 laws, the 4 laws of thermodynamics, okay? The first law says energy is always conserved. It cannot be created or destroyed. I agree. First law of thermodynamics from NASA. There we go, the first law. There it is. Matter cannot be created or destroyed. First law of thermodynamics. Energy can neither be created nor destroyed, but it can be converted between matter and energy, energy and matter. I understand all. I taught physics for years, but this is a law. It can't, where did it come from? You can't just say there was energy or there was matter. No, where? If you don't have a scientific answer, admit it's not science and call it something you believe. I admit I believe God did it. I take that on faith. I admit it's a belief. They won't admit theirs is a belief. They want to have it called a science and make everybody pay for it. Energy can neither be created nor destroyed. Heat energy cannot be created or destroyed. The first law of thermodynamics. I mean, it's universally accepted among scientists. It can't happen. But yet they say it did. Solar energy is the most abundant energy resource on Earth. 173,000 terawatts of solar energy strike the Earth continuously. That's more than 10,000 times the world's total energy use. Whew, that's a bunch. Since all scientists agree energy cannot be created or destroyed, where did energy come from? I would just like to know. And if you can't give me a scientific answer, just admit it. We don't know. Good. Let's stop right there then, because the rest of your 5 points of evolution are meaningless. It doesn't matter. Where did it come from? They cannot explain where it came from. Let's see. God says, thou, Lord, in the beginning laid the foundation of the earth. The heavens are the works of thy hands. They shall perish. That's the second law of thermodynamics. Everything's falling apart. Thou remainest, and they shall wax old as doth a garment. The second law of thermodynamics. Everything's falling apart. That's what the Bible teaches, and that's what we observe. Go look in your closet when you get home. You'll see what I'm talking about. Things get worse with time. Go look in the trunk of your car right now. Yeah, you'll see. Things get worse with time. Thou of old thou hast laid the foundation of the earth, and the heavens, the work of thy hands, they shall perish. Thou shalt endure. All of them shall wax old like a garment. I agree. So some people think the Big Bang Theory is science and it's part of the scientific theory. And I'm sorry, it's not even a theory. You have a hypothesis, which is a guess. Then you have a theory when there's some evidence to support it. Then you have a law, a fact. Evolution certainly is not a law. It's a theory. Before life began, 14 billion years ago, there was an explosion called the Big Bang from an infinitely dense point. You can't put all the matter or all the energy into an infinitely dense point. Stop lying. This is a public college textbook, okay? 13.772 billion years ago, with an uncertainty of 59 million years. Right. They measured the age of the universe, 13.82. 13.8 billion years ago, let's see, Big Bang. This is what is taught. I'm just saying it isn't science, that's all. And until you give me a scientific answer, you better stop with the rest of your propaganda about your other theory. Beyond that, two major scientific discoveries provide strong support for the Big Bang. Hubble's discovery in 1920 of a relationship between a galaxy's distance and its speed. The discovery of the cosmic microwave background radiation. Okay, I agree. The stars are giving a red shift, most of them, maybe all of them. And there seems to be a cosmic microwave background radiation. I agree. Does that prove the Big Bang? Absolutely not. That's one of the many theories. But you have to, just because we see the stars moving away does not mean they've always been moving away. They could have started yesterday. So anyway, we'll get into this in a minute. But Hubble's telescope told us things furthest away from Earth are moving faster. Why would that be? The farther away they are, the faster they're moving? Are they escaping? Where are they gaining this extra energy? I mean, for a star to pick up speed and go faster, where's that energy coming from? When I want my car to go faster, I got to step on the gas pedal, right? Where's the gas pedal for these stars? Scientific evidence against the Big Bang. There's a bunch of that. We don't take time to do all that. But secondly, you got to get into the chemical evolution and all that. My point is, the comment that somebody made is very legitimate. What's his name? He said there's about the cosmic background. No, about Aiden made the comment. Let's see. Let me get back to comments on comments. Let's see. Alt DV. Where was I at, Joseph? Do you remember? Oh, got too many things open at once. Debates. There. Okay. Anyway, so I would like to have a discussion tonight with Jackson, who's still here, and thank you, Jackson, for staying, about the first step of evolution has to be cosmic evolution. Where did it come from? Let's see, I don't want that. Trying to get to slide number. One moment, folks. Oh, I don't know if you saw this or not. Let's see. When we drilled our well, we found some seashells. That's kind of off topic here, but since I'm playing around with my computer, I'll go ahead and show you. It's 18. There. That's the little seashells they found 300 feet down with drilling our well, 300 feet down. Little tiny seashell. I have a theory that maybe there was a flood that made all the layers in 1 year. Jackson thinks all the layers are different ages. We'll have to discuss that some other time. Okay, Jackson, do you have any comment before? I can go on all night about the Big Bang. What is the evolutionist answer about this? Where did time, space, matter come from? Come have a seat here. Can you get Billy, get on the camera, please. Okay. Oh, okay. I'm going to want to use slides again, I think. But okay, go ahead. Microphone right here. You believe in the Big Bang, correct?
I'm not married to it, but yeah, I think it's
not married to it. Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
So where did time, space, matter, and energy come from?
Where did it come from?
What was before that?
What was before that? I have no idea, and I don't think anyone does right now. Maybe we never will.
Okay. Well, would you admit then that is a major stumbling block for the rest of the theory?
Well, I think it's a stumbling block for everybody. I mean,
right.
We know it's something created something. Was it a natural process somehow, or was it a god? I'm not sure of it either way, really. I mean, and that's an unusual answer for most people, but that's my answer.
So until apologize, demonstrated to be scientific, without matter to even be there to start evolving, Nothing else matters in this whole argument. I think they're stopped on square one, but they want to continue. And I'm sure you feel they should continue and teach the rest of the evolution theory to all the kids in public school, because somehow that is now science, even though you can't get the starting block, can't get off the starting block. Do you see my frustration with this?
Well, I think you can have these different stages without one or the other. I mean, they don't necessarily all have to be true. They might all be true. And like chemical evolution, you talk about that a lot. Where did the elements come from? It would have started with hydrogen and helium, which would have formed the first stars. They have 1 and 2 protons. From there, it would have fused up to iron, I believe. And from there, supermassive stars would have gone supernova, and that would have formed even heavier elements.
Well, this is a theory, or this has been observed?
Well, they can take spectroscopy of supernovas and see the composition of the supernova. So they know that there are heavy elements in that supernova. Okay,
so let's just break this down for the average layman here now. We know you can look at the light, the light coming from a star through a spectroscopy, and break it up like a rainbow into the different colors. Each of the elements we know burns with a different color. Some burn blue, some burn red or yellow or different shades of yellow. Okay, I agree with all that. So I think we would agree that the light from the stars can be broken up, and we can pretty well tell what's burning up there. Okay, what is the star? The sun, we know, is mostly hydrogen converting to helium. Okay, does the sun have any gold or silver or platinum burning?
Probably trace amounts, but not a lot.
Okay, so I just simply point out, where'd it go? There. The cosmic or chemical evolution. Let me get to that one. Yeah, that's the one I wanted. Can you put the slides back up there, brother? Right over his face. Okay. Chemical evolution. The third theory of life's origin is known as chemical evolution. Okay. Come on over here, maybe.
I'll see.
Okay. Here's a NASA. Apologize. The perils of live TV. The Big Bang created all the matter and energy in the universe. This is NASA. They just state it like it's a fact, and you're supposed to go on from there. Stop, Your Honor. I object to the very first sentence. That's not science. To claim the Big Bang created all the matter and energy, that's not science. That's not a scientific statement. That's a statement of faith. I could say God created everything in the universe. And I would admit mine's a statement of faith. They will not admit theirs is a statement of faith. I object to that, okay? Most of the hydrogen and helium in the universe were created in the moments after the Big Bang. Heavier elements came later. The explosive power of supernova creates and disperses a wide range of elements. Hydrogen and helium atoms emerged a measly 379,000 years after the Big Bang. How do they know this kind of stuff? This isn't science. But see, people are taught this, and you were probably taught this all your life. I was taught that for a long time. And when you're, fourth grader, you accept it. You write the answer on the test. Yes, the universe began with a Big Bang. And you teach that year after year after year. And pretty soon the kid thinks it's science, and he thinks he knows why. Well, I learned that 4 years ago. Must be true. Stop. It's time to re-examine from the very beginning. There is no scientific proof of the Big Bang. There is no scientific proof of all the elements being created from hydrogen gas. In the beginning, at least following the Big Bang 14 billion years ago, there was hydrogen, some helium, and a little bit of lithium. This is that's Michigan State University teaches that. How does hydrogen and helium relate to the Big Bang? Some of the nuclei combine to form helium as well, although in much smaller quantities, a few percent. Chemical evolution, the formation of complex organic molecules. And I got a bunch of stuff on slides. We could talk all day about this, but chemical evolution. Hydrogen is the very first element, okay? Then you have helium. And then, like you said, you can't fuse past iron. So this is, I think, been demonstrated clearly. It can't be done. How did it happen? How do we get all these elements greater than hydrogen or greater than iron? And most of them are necessary for life. How did it happen?
Like a main sequence star like ours can't fuse anything past iron. But like a supernova, a massive star going supernova, can fuse the heavy elements.
So if a star explodes and destroys itself,
Mhm.
it can produce heavier elements.
Yes,
Isn't that like saying we're trying to spend our way out of debt?
it kind of is.
Yeah, you
And
lose a bunch of stars to gain a
but
few elements.
new stars form out of those old stars.
Has anybody ever seen a new star forming out of an old star?
Have they ever seen the moment fusion begins? No, but they've seen stellar nebula and what appear to be stars in the process of forming.
What appear to be stars in the process of forming. Well, that's my number 3 part up here, the stellar evolution. But back to the chemical evolution. You're saying a supernova, if a star commits suicide, blows up, okay, destroys itself, it could create these heavier elements. And all of them clear up to uranium?
Even heavier. Some elements way
Right.
down
Deuterium and all
only
that kind
have
of stuff. Right.
only have a half-life of a millisecond.
So when they're created in a millisecond, they're gone, right?
Yeah, they're gone pretty much instantly.
So what good are they?
They don't really do anything. They
Okay.
just decay into more stable elements.
Right.
Hmm.
So all we've seen, I apologize, all we see is elements decaying into a lower number on the periodic table. We see uranium decay into lead, right?
Right.
Potassium decays into argon. How do you get them going up the scale instead of they're all going down the scale?
Fusion.
Fusion.
Mhm.
And where does the energy come from for that?
Gravity and the compression from the star.
So the gravity in the star is sufficient to squeeze and make heavier elements.
That's how stars are stars. If they don't have enough mass to create the fusion, they can't be a star.
So there are a lot of stars out there.
Yeah.
Okay. Have you gone up on our sand dune to see them at night yet?
I haven't yet. I need
Okay.
to.
I think tonight's
Yeah.
going to be a good night for that.
Yeah.
It's awesome. And thank you for coming, by the way.
Yeah. Thank you for having me.
So you're saying, and everything I've read on this agrees with what you're saying, gravity is the source of the energy to produce these heavier elements. Gravity, so the star has to have enough mass together to squeeze into a solid. Are the stars solids or are they burning balls of liquid? Why aren't they solid? I mean, you've got solid, liquid, gas.
Technically, they're plasma.
They're plasma, which is even hotter than a gas.
Right.
So that's going the wrong way for gravity then. That's expanding.
But there comes a certain point where the gravity overcomes that.
Okay,
Otherwise, a star wouldn't happen. It wouldn't be possible.
right. So do you
Even
understand?
the sun wouldn't exist.
You understand from my perspective, and from really the majority of the U.S. population's perspective, this is not science. It's science fiction. Even if it's true, so far it hasn't been demonstrated. It can't be proven to be true. And I think most people, a lot of people I meet anyway, say, look, you can believe that if you want, but stop calling it science. You believe stars can produce all the elements and fuse past iron. I would encourage everybody to Google, can you fuse past iron? You can fuse hydrogen to make helium, but even then, it costs a lot more than what you get. Like I tell people, they can take wood in the laboratory and squeeze it and pressurize it into coal. So if you spend $500, you can make $2 worth of coal. That's the way the government does kind of stuff, but most people can't do that. So the energy consumption from a star would have to consume bazillions of terawatts of energy in order to make these heavier elements. It's spending your way out of debt again.
It is. It's correct.
And yet
stars are going to become scarce in the next several trillion years. Maybe longer than that, 100 trillion years. I don't know.
Okay,
what
so
the timeline
stars,
is,
stars will become scarce because they're burning out.
Mhm.
I would agree.
Yeah.
So how did they get there? If
Fusion.
you were spending $1 million a day, and I said, hey, you're going to run out of money in 20 years. Well, that doesn't tell me how you got the money to begin with. Okay, how did we get all this matter for all these stars? I think it was 7 septillion stars. No, 11. Each person can own. What I gave the number the other day on the current estimate of how many stars there are. It's a bunch. All that energy was in a dot smaller than an atom, is what they're saying. Is that your position too?
Well, I don't know if that's my position, but singularities exist even today inside black holes. And some supermassive black holes have millions, billions of stellar masses, billions of suns compressed into a singularity.
You're saying a singularity contains all the mass of billions of stars.
Some black holes have that mass. And
how can you find that out?
They can measure it somehow. I'm not exactly sure, but not even light can escape this. And the gravity is so dense, that's why they're black holes.
Right. I understand the theory, but so if it's so dense that even light cannot escape, how do they see them? How do they know what's in them?
Well, they can detect radiation around them, and they see obviously a black spot, and they can see them with radio telescopes. Even they've imaged them with radio.
So with a radio telescope, you're seeing something that is black you can't see.
Well, they're seeing something invisible to the naked eye. Yeah.
Okay. So you're saying the black holes,
but in the radio waves, it's visible.
So how do the radio waves escape if the light cannot escape?
Well, the radio waves aren't escaping. They're measuring the event horizon, the material around it.
But they're seeing around this black hole, which is so dense, it's absorbing everything, including light. It's sucking light in, right?
It is.
Can they see the light from the other stars curving and going in, ending up in this closet?
Sometimes, like stars are there's one that has a star leaching in material into the black hole, into the event horizon.
Right. I've seen that photograph. Yeah. It shows what appears to be, I guess, like a better term, we'll call it the flames coming off the star, probably the magnetic field or whatever, light following the magnetic curvature, going into this black. Is there any other explanation for that? Could it be that there's a different way to explain what's going on? Do we know for sure this is such dense gravity it's sucking things in?
I don't know what it would be.
Well, I just wonder, has anybody checked it? Do they even want to even look? Is there another theory, or do they like the one they have so well?
I'm not even aware of another hypothesis that explains black holes.
Well,
incredibly dense gravity.
I'll have to do more reading on black holes, but what I've read so far says they don't know what it is. They don't know what causes it. And again, you're back to the chicken and egg problem. If the black hole contains millions of galaxies of matter in there, where did it come from? We're back to square one. Where did time, space, and matter come from? And energy. You have to have a beginning. What is the beginning of the theory that caused you to believe in all of the rest of the theory of evolution? I mean, you've been going around hunting for fossils and stuff, and you tell me this one's so many million years old or billion years old, and you're a very strong believer in the theory that you've been taught, okay? Many people are strong believers in what they've been taught. The Muslims are strong believers in what they've been taught. So were the Nazis, so were the communists. So, I mean, the fact that people are strong believers in what they've been taught all their life still doesn't make it true. And you should be willing to.
That doesn't necessarily make it true.
I'm willing to back up and re-examine the whole thing. In the beginning, God. Well, let me think. I'm willing to re-examine that. Show me the evidence why I shouldn't.
I never argue that it isn't God.
Right.
That's not my position.
But you're saying these black holes have so much gravity. Then, of course, I guess I should ask the question, who made gravity? Why do they attract? Why don't they repel? I mean, light charges repel, except in San Francisco. And so why is it an attraction? Who made gravity? Who made the energy? Who made the laws, the gravity? Who made the matter? And who made time? We seem to be stuck in something called time, and we can't go back. How many of you have ever wished you could go back just 5 seconds to undo the dumb thing you just did? Okay. Me too. I mean, there's no control Z on the computer. I use it all the time. Undo the last thing you just did. Okay. Stop, Control Z undoes it. I love it. Okay. I need that on my life. Put a button right here, Control Z. Okay. Go back. So I've not yet seen any atheist or evolutionist. I know you don't claim to be an atheist, I don't think. But
well, I am technically, but I'm open to the possibility of
that. So I've yet to see one answer the very fundamental question of the beginning. My book says, in the beginning, God. Your theory, in the beginning, there was a singularity that had so much energy that it supplied all the energy that's ever been burned ever since in the universe of all the stars. That seems like it's not answering the question. Where did it come from? So,
I have no idea. It could have been some natural process we're not aware of and maybe never will be aware of, or it could have been a god. But as of right now, there's no way we can find it out scientifically.
okay. That's why and thank you for admitting that. That's why I would like
very beginning, yeah.
Yeah. I would like all the evolutionists to understand you don't have a coherent theory. You don't. Because the rest of it after that doesn't matter. If you can't explain where did time come from, where did matter come from, where did space come from, where did all this energy come from, there's a whole lot of energy out there being burned up in all the stars. A whole lot. Where did it start? To just start and say, well, it was there, now let's go on. No, 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 no. I object. That's what I want people to see. Like Aiden said, about nobody talks about cosmic evolution. So I did some research today. A lot of people talk about cosmic evolution. It's the first step of your theory. So thank you for admitting. I think you said basically you don't know. So thank you. I don't either. Okay.
Well, yeah, it's about the Big Bang aspect of it, but the other, like the Big Bang could be totally wrong, and fossils can still be old.
True.
Yeah. And
the Big Bang could be totally wrong, and fossils could all be young from Noah's flood.
That's not totally impossible, I
guess.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Questions from the audience or questions from coming in? Joseph, what do you got there? I'll give you a chance. Answer comments too tonight.
All right.
Jackson. Comments. Musculus. Whoa. Genesis Baptist. Kent, I'm curious your opinion on Cornelius Van Til and his method of apologetics. It's been too long since I read that. Van Til, you have to give me a specific, I guess. I think you would enjoy his thought. Unless you start with God, you can't prove anything. Okay, I'd have to show me what he's teaching on that. I know the name, and I remember some of the stuff from a long time ago. But you know anything about that? Does that ring a bell with you?
Me? No.
Okay. Unless you start with God, you can't prove anything. I think you're stuck in the same boat. Unless you can prove time, space, matter, energy, you can't prove anything. Nothing else matters. Okay, next question. Do you believe there's still a firmament? Believe it broke during the flood? No, I believe there is. Here's what happened. The Bible says, if you read Genesis chapter 1, God made the heaven and the earth, and he said, let there be a firmament in the midst of the waters. And then later it says, the birds fly in the firmament. Well, that would be the air, where the birds fly. So there is a layer of air above the earth. It varies about 40, 50 miles thick, depending how you want to measure, up to the single atoms, probably go out hundreds of miles. And when we turn under the moon not only pulls the water up and down, the tide, it also pulls the air up and down. There's air's thicker under the moon, okay? And the space shuttle, to be able to get friction-free, has to fly outside of the air. I don't know what the air, maybe somebody can Google that. It changes. I'm gonna call the number 50 miles, okay? It also lifts up the land. We have a land tide. The crust of the earth lifts up about an inch or two as we turn under the moon. Who cares? So I believe, excuse me, firmament is where the birds fly. It's still there. Above that used to be a layer of ice called the ice canopy theory. It's gone now. I couldn't prove it to anybody other than the Bible teaches there was ice above water above the firmament. Now, I think that's why the earth was protected like a big greenhouse, and that's why they live longer, and that's why everything got bigger, including insects, huge insects, which could not survive today. So that's the theory I have. So yes, to answer your question, the firmament is still there. It's the air. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, about the ice canopy theory. I was reading about it in the museum. The Meissner effect, you say that kept it afloat?
Well, I said that two things kept the ice up there. The Jews have always taught it was 2 or 3 fingers thick, couple-inch layer of ice surrounding the whole earth. It could have been held up by just simple air pressure, like a big inflatable building. If it was, seamless, the air can't escape, and it would just be held up by air pressure. Big inflatable buildings do that, or Meissner effect, or a combination of both.
It would have had to have just been air pressure, because the Meissner effect only applies to superconducting magnets, and ice isn't one.
Well, no, when you get ice cold enough, it becomes a magnet, becomes magnetic.
Well, not a superconductor, though.
I think it does. Outer space is minus 459.6 Fahrenheit. You know, it's 0 degrees Kelvin or minus 273 centigrade. Outer space is cold. If this canopy of ice was above all the air, but in contact with outer space, it would be really cold enough to become a superconductor, I think. I'll do some checking on that.
If it was on the night side of the Earth, if it's in the day side of the Earth, the sunlight without an atmosphere is going to melt it. It's boiling.
Unless the Earth is flat.
Unless the Earth is flat.
No,
Yes.
we both agree it ain't flat. Okay. Okay. Good, other than that cough. Okay. Can you elaborate on the baptism in the name of Jesus Christ, and why not do it like the scriptures have said? Thank you for all you do. Okay, G. Iron Fam. There are several different methods, several different times in the Bible where it talks about to baptize. Sometimes it says baptize in the name of the Father, Son, Holy Spirit. Sometimes it says baptize in the name of Jesus. I guess I'd have to put together all the verses to come up with a theory on that one. I guess it never bothered me. I think when I baptize people, I say I baptize you in the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit, and dunk them under and pull them back up. So to me, baptism is a public symbol. It's not part of your salvation. It's like putting on a wedding ring. That doesn't make you married. It just shows people I'm married, okay? It's a symbol. Baptism is nothing but a symbol that you have accepted Jesus Christ. So I don't think it's a big deal with, some people, the church is split over this. Some baptize forward. Some baptize 3 times. Forget it. It's not worth arguing over. I don't care, okay? Did you have a comment on that?
Oh, no.
Okay. When sulfur starts burning, does it continue to burn until it's consumed? I don't think so. Anything can burn itself. Some elements will burn and create a shell around themselves of now they can no longer get the oxygen to them. So I'd say I'd have to do some checking on that, but I think it can burn out without completely burning up. A lot of things do that. I mean, logs can do that. They burn, develop a crust, and doesn't burn the interior. You a chemist? You know about sulfur? Does it burn?
I would think it would burn out eventually.
Well, if it can continue to get oxygen.
If it continued to get oxygen.
But I mean, if it's sealed off in a crust, then it could not. It shuts off the oxygen.
Right.
Is there more to that one, Joseph?
I'm not a chemist.
Well, I'm curious about Ron Wyatt finding sulfur balls if they burn up.
Well, yeah, finding the sulfur balls in Sodom and Gomorrah, yeah.
He found them where the water level had gone down, so where the water used to be, they found the balls.
Okay.
Where the water used to be.
So they found the sulfur balls in Sodom where the water used to be.
Yeah.
So in that case, they certainly would shut off oxygen. Yeah, okay. The fire would go out. Okay. You can call Richard Reeves in Tennessee, or David Reeves, his son, or Ron Wyatt's wife, Nell Wyatt. We've got one of the sulfur balls in our museum here. I used to have a bunch of them. Let's see. Stella, who believes there's a spiritual aspect to the UFO phenomena? Is it possible this unexplained aerial phenomena could have ancient pagan roots? I don't know. UFOs are, without question, unidentified flying objects. You have a theory on UFOs?
I mean, yeah, I basically agree, but I think there's somewhere. I think there's probably life somewhere, but I don't think it's probably not visiting us right now. So
I think there might be life on some other place in the solar system or universe.
probably, but probably not visiting us.
They're not visiting.
Yeah.
Why would they want to come here? We've messed up this place pretty bad. If they're coming here, they're not too smart. So I don't know. Okay. Let's see. Darth. Cosmic evolution includes the particle era, the galactic era, stellar era, planetary era, biological, cultural. These are considered a legitimate concept in science. Learn something. Okay, Darth, I've learned quite a few things in my lifetime. I don't remember them all. I already forgot more things than I can remember. But that's good. Remember that? There's 3 signs of a genius. Poor memory. I forgot the other 2. Oh, so I think, Darth, you're wishing something here. That's not science, okay? Particle era, you mean the particles were created out of nothing? Is that where they came from? You want to bypass where did matter come from? Space, energy? You have to, there is no answer to it. And until there is, it's not science. That's all.
I have somebody on TikTok.
Okay.
Said, where is Moses' body? Is it in heaven with Michael because of Jude 1:9?
Jude 1:9 says they argued about the body of Moses. Okay. Jude is next to the last book in the Bible, one chapter. I don't know. Actually, I don't care. But he died. They argued about the body. I think that's something dumb to argue about, in my opinion. Doesn't matter to me. Are your books on Audible? I don't know. What's that mean?
Audiobook.
I guess that means no.
Not that I know of.
Not currently.
They're not. Okay. Oh, that's Lizzie, somebody. Okay. Sorry. I don't know. Apparently not. Thank you, Jackson, for participating on the channel. Is that sign language?
No, it's like rock on.
That's a what?
Never mind. It's not important.
Because I sign slow. Okay. Next one. I believe we are the last generation. It won't be very much longer. Fred, I think you're right. I cover in my book what on earth is about to happen, and in my video series, what on earth is about to happen about the end times. There's a 7-year period of tribulation. I think that's already started. We shall see. And then there's a time of God's wrath poured out on the earth, about 3 years, and the 1,000-year reign of Christ. And then comes the end where we get the new heaven and the new earth. That's going to be cool. I'm ready for that one. Okay, we shall see. See science. Did you know that atheism is purely irrational denial, usually based on emotional reasons rather than any real logic? Well, I tell people you can't really be an atheist. The best you could be is an agnostic. An atheist would have to know everything. And I've never met anybody that knows everything. So it would be possible for God to exist in the other part you don't know. So technically, an atheist does not exist. And God certainly does not believe in atheists. Okay? All you got. Okay, anything else you want to share? How you liking Dinosaur Adventure Land?
It's actually a lot of fun here. Yeah, even I mean, I consider myself an atheist, but
We can fix that.
even I think it's a pretty cool place. Yeah,
So you think the other ones that are criticizing me out there ought to come?
I think everybody should see it. Yeah,
Yeah,
on both sides. Yeah.
come on down. Might get y'all converted. The water's a little chilly now. If you do get converted and want to get baptized, you might have to wait just a little bit. Or Lee has a hot tub down there. We can use that, right? Yeah, I'll baptize anybody in a hot tub. That'd be great. Okay.
Everybody here is really nice, and make a lot of friends here. It's a really cool place. So, yeah,
If you stay too long, we give you a hammer or a rake or something, put you to work, right?
I've done a little bit of work.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Dr. Hovind, be a good argument to be made in Florida against evolution in school books. What would be a good argument? New Florida law allows local communities to challenge school science curriculum. Well, Fabino, I don't think you should challenge science at all. I don't ever challenge science. Science is what we can observe, study, test, and demonstrate. I love science. See, evolution is not observable. So, and I don't think you should go into the public schools and challenge the textbooks other than just get the lies out. My video number 4, Lies in the Textbooks. You get the whole seminar series for $50, 18 hours. Number 4 is called Lies in the Textbooks. And I don't think they should teach in public schools that the embryo has gill slits and that's evidence for evolution. That was proven wrong in 1874. Get that out of the book. I don't think they should prove that they don't think they should teach that the tailbone is vestigial. You don't need it anymore. I've told people all along, if you think the tailbone is unnecessary, I will pay to have yours removed. You will quickly discover that was a mistake. So I think all they're using to support their theory of evolution are lies. That I object to. Don't mention creation. Don't mention evolution. Get the lies out of your books. And there'll be nothing left to support the evolution theory. Okay? That's my Hovind theory on that. You got a theory? The public schools? You happy the way public schools are teaching it?
I don't really have an opinion on public schools.
Okay.
Really.
My mom retired from teaching public school. My brother, Ross, retired from teaching public school 35 years up in Illinois. So I'm not against schools. I'm not against teachers. I just don't think they should lie to the kids. That's all. Okay, Google. My Google Meet room is always open to you as well. Darth. I don't know what that means. Should I?
It just means you can go on the channel.
Well, I can probably go on a lot of people's channels. When am I going to get time to do that?
Just go on the road you want.
That's all you got. Okay, anyone from the crowd here? Yes, sir.
Is it true that NASA astronauts train in water because it's a lot like outer space?
Is it true NASA astronauts trained in water because it's a lot like space?
They do. Yeah. They
Okay,
do.
sounds good. I don't know.
Yeah.
Anything to spend money, they probably did it. Yeah.
Thoughts on dispensationalism?
Thoughts on, okay, dispensation means a period of time. The idea of dispensationalism is that God deals with mankind at different times in history in different ways. I think there's something to that, but I think people go nuts over it. They get way too crazy over dispensationalism. There is a period of time before, when Adam and Eve were there, before they sinned. That's called the dispensation of innocence. They were just innocent until they sinned. Then God had to deal with them differently. Then there's the dispensation of the law. God gave the law to Moses and nobody could keep it. So they came down and said, look, I'll do this for you. And Jesus fulfilled the law and they crucified him, and his blood now pays for our sins. And now we're in the dispensation of grace. So yes, I think there's something to that, but I think people get really carried away with that dispensationalism stuff. Okay, let's see. Iron Matt, cool to see Jackson. Amen, it is. Good to have you here. And you're welcome anytime. What is that? Is that the wave?
The wave, yeah. It's my signature move.
That's your signature move?
He does it every debate.
I
I've
can't.
never used it before, but it is now.
Okay, it is now. Good. Hello and good evening. I can't wait to see what the topic is going to be for seminar part 1G. Oh, tomorrow night. I'm almost ready for that one. My video number 1 of my series was called The Age of the Earth. And for years and years, I traveled all over the world and taught on the seminar. There's different ways to show this Earth simply cannot be billions of years old. It can't be. I use the illustration. If I told you this Bic pen was 5,000 years old, you could say, Hovind, come on, it's a ballpoint. Ballpoints weren't invented until 1888. Just that one fact disproves my claim of 5,000 years. Then you could say it's made of plastic in there. Oh, plastics weren't invented until 1907. Okay, that's another fact that disproves my claim that it's 5,000 years old. Then you could say Bic wasn't even a company until after World War II, 1946. Well, that's another fact that proves my claim is wrong. So when someone claims the Earth is billions of years old, I'm going through different facts that say, I'm sorry, this doesn't allow that to be true. And tomorrow night, I've got a really good one we'll be sharing to add, redoing just my part 1 of the age of the Earth. It's going to take me, well, how many hours so far?
We're on E, so almost 5 hours.
5 hours so far on just part 1. It's going to end up being a seminar this thick. How big do they make these cases, brother?
We'll order session.
Might have to use 2 or 3 or 4 cases. Okay. So anyway, yeah, tomorrow night, another way to prove the Earth cannot be billions of years old. What does Jackson think about life, how life got started? Yeah, I'd like to hear that.
I think there's probably a natural explanation, but there again could be a supernatural explanation.
So the natural explanation for life getting started, can they do it again now? Can somebody do it?
Not at the moment,
But it did happen in the past.
potentially.
So
I mean, it seems it did one way or another, either through supernatural or natural means.
life did get started in the past by one way or the other,
Mhm.
but we can't do it now. Is that,
Basically, but
Okay.
yeah,
so you understand how I say that's
but
a religious
Yeah.
belief?
well, we can agree to disagree
Okay.
on what that is, but yeah.
All right, let's see. Gangster. If atheists pay you $10,000 to join atheism, New World Order, and free peanut butter and pizza too. Now, you throw in the peanut butter, that is tempting. No,
Maybe $100. I don't know about 10,000. I don't have that much on me.
they'd have to do a double, what do they call it when they take a lobotomy? They'd have to do a double lobotomy to get me to be an atheist. You know, take out half your brain, lobotomy. You have to take out both halves, okay?
Would I consider visiting again? Yeah, I think I would.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you ought to come. Way to go. Can't keep up the good work. You the man. You the man. Is that the way you say it? Like you are the man, or you was the man, or you ought to be, or you are. You the man. Okay. Kent needs some Ludens. Kent needs a nap is what he needs. You'll find out when old age. Okay. I had to get up before breakfast. It was terrible.
Okay, 3 a.m. I'm tired.
Yeah, let's quit. Who is stopping you from becoming a Christian, Jackson? Or what is stopping you?
Well,
Oh, here we go.
I don't know. I can't get myself to believe in something I genuinely don't think is true. And maybe someday I'll get there. Maybe
Okay.
not. But I think if I do, I probably won't be a young Earth creationist. But it's not impossible that.
Well, if
I
you're
can
gonna,
get
you
there
might as well
someday.
go first class if you're going to heaven. I mean, become an independent Baptist. They get the front row up in heaven, you know.
Well, if I see the evidence someday, maybe something crazy will happen. We'll see.
How about everybody spend the next couple days praying for Jackson? Would you do that? Pray for him.
I
Right.
appreciate it,
Good.
even though I don't necessarily.
You don't think it'll do any good? We're
Believe
not-
in it.
pray to
but
who
I
for
do-
what?
I do appreciate it.
Should we pray that God breaks his leg or something? No, I'm not going to do that.
Last one, Doc.
Show me a sign. What was that movie where they show me a sign and all the truckload of signs was in front of him? Remember that one? That was hilarious. Okay. No, can't ever spoken on any of the old debates. I've ever spoken to the old debates like Dr. Rainbow. I've had some I've debated again a couple times. I don't think I did Dr. Rainbow. I'll be glad to do any of them over again. Any of them. Call them all. Say, come debate him again.
By the way, I appreciate being on your evolutionary tree back here.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
I quite often ask the atheists I debate, do you believe you're related to something?
Mhm.
Let's see. I asked Emo, are you related to a fly? He said, yes. Mark Drysdale, are you related to a monkey? Yes. Jackson, are you related to a dinosaur? And you said yes.
Well, I think I didn't say dino. I didn't say that. I said all life on Earth is related, apparently.
Okay,
Yes.
so to justify my chart that's already made, I won't have to redo the whole thing. Are you related? Do you believe you're related to a dinosaur? You have a common ancestor with a dinosaur.
We have a common ancestor with a dinosaur.
Okay,
sure.
good.
Yes.
Praise
We'll
God. Don't have to make a whole new
phrase it
chart.
that way.
Okay. All right. Thank